Hello, guys, and welcome back once again to another live stream here on the VB Thomas platform. Today, as usual on Thursdays, we've got the IRC Racing League here for you guys, racing on the Red Bull Ring here in Austria. The first Grand Prix ever held was in 1970 with a circuit length of 4.3 kilometers. The race distance will be around 155 kilometers, as the race will be a 50% race. We are going to do a full qualifying with a 50% race afterwards, as said earlier. So the quali record is 1:2.9 and the lap record is a 1:6.9. So, I mean, that's going to be hard to beat today. Max Verstappen has won most times this Grand Prix, as the country is going to be in Austria. Total of inhabitants will be around 9 million. Number of laps will be 36, as said earlier, and the best overtaking opportunities will happen in turn 3, turn 4, turn 6, and the sector 1 straight, as you can see on the right side of your screen. So we will go straight into the qualifying, as we are already past a couple of minutes, because I was setting up some things, and I hope you guys are able to hear it, as I should be able to hear it too. We're seeing someone spinning there. A couple of guys are out on the track. We seem to be having 19 people in the lobby, so that's great to see, as there will be possibly a lot of crashes, a lot of things happening on screen. And I hope I don't have any frame drops, because I'm actually streaming on 60 FPS today, as I was streaming on 48 FPS earlier. Hello, Taylor. Welcome to the stream. I'm seeing you in the lobby, so that means you're driving in the Alfa Romeo. I hope you're gonna do all right. Your teammate is Valentine, who seems to be on track right now. Let's have a quick look if he is on a lap. I think he's gonna start a lap, or he's just gonna finish one. It seems like he's finishing one off, and it seems to be a 1:6.1, so that's not too bad. As this Sunday we saw a couple of guys racing too, and I think the quali record was a 1:4 point something, as the best time right now seems to be a 1:05.7. Doesn't seem too bad, in my opinion. Seems to be going all pretty well. Roscoe is on track right now. He's 1 second slower, so I don't think he's going to improve by anything, as he finds himself in Sector 3 right now. He is in a Ferrari team. Pretty interesting, because I haven't seen, well, Roscoe in the Ferrari since a long time. I mean, I haven't seen him in a Ferrari forever, so that's something to keep in mind. He seems to be retired, so I think he's spun coming out of that last corner there. Someone is going into the pits, as we've got Gotards on the lap right now. We had that Aston Martin. I'm not too sure what happened to the Aston Martin. I think he retired from the race. Not too sure. So we've got Gotards on the lap right now in Sector 2. What is he going to put on the table for us? I hope many things are going to happen during this race. Last week we had Silverstone. A lot of things happened there too, as we saw a couple of crashes, a couple of overtakes, which were pretty nice to follow. And I hope during the Austrian Grand Prix we're gonna have a couple of more overtakes, a couple of more incidents, as that is what brings spice on the table. Gotards is gonna finish his lap off. Coming around the last corner right now. Is he going to invalidate coming out of the corner? Doesn't seem like it, as he's going to put a 1:06.2 on the table, which will place him P5. AZ Dog, who has done a tremendous lap, attempts to. He has got a 1:5.7, not beating Scenario, who seems to be very comfortable on this track right now and in his car. He's got the Aston Martin car. Samilaras retired from the session, as he will be starting from P16, 17, something like that, because Mystery has been disqualified. Tormund, one of the new guys. He is a new driver since this season. He is gonna assist Entronsic, and he doesn't keep his car on track right now, so he has to watch out for the guys coming on a lap right now. He's gonna stand still, watch out for that disqualification, as we've got a couple of guys getting past right now. I hope he doesn't get disqualified. He has to wait for that McLaren guy to get past, and then he will be... Ooh, he spawns back to the track, so I'm not too sure that's going to be allowed, as that will probably cause the McLaren driver off guard at this time, so he wasn't in a lap yet. He's probably coming in this lap, I think. No, he's going to start another one. 8 minutes to go in this first qualifying, as we've got the Alpine driver coming into the pits. Bilton Matt is probably going to finish up a lap, a 1010, 1011. 111 for Bilton Matt, so he's probably going to start a new lap. 54 ERS remaining, as that will probably not be enough here around Austria, because Austria is a very well known track to have many straight parts. As we can see in after turn 1, we've got one big long ERS and DRS straight. Then here we've got a small one coming out of sector 3. We've got 1-2, and then the start finish straight we have a long straight too. So that's actually many parts where a lot of guys can take an overtake. I mean, it's not really suggested to make an overtake coming out of that sector 2 sector, as you will have a small straight, but the next corner is pretty dangerous to make a move in. So I'm not too sure if Bilton Matt is going to try and go for another lap, as he's saving ERS right now, which indicates he's not putting a fast lap right now. Time Shadow with the fastest lap, 105.6. And Bilton Matt is going for another lap. So we're going to have a quick look with his POV, what he's going to be capable of doing as he's coming around the first corner in a couple of seconds. Let's have a quick look how he is going to nail this track. Taking that first corner beautifully, as that will be a couple of tenths gained in the first corner. Right now, going into sector 2, a long straight here. Doesn't take too much curb on the outside, a lot of curb on the inside, and have a good exit. Going onto the throttle as soon as possible, as that will gain you a couple of tenths coming out of that corner. Going into turn 3 right now, a long right-hander. Afterwards, we've got 2 left-handers. Going into sector 3 in a couple of seconds, as that will be sector 1 and 2 for you. Taking a lot of curb on the outside there, not too much curb on the inside, because that might be very dangerous. What Bilton Matt does here is also very dangerous, taking a lot of curb on the inside, because sometimes it makes your car spin around. Taking a lot of curb on the inside here, as that will be 1 lap around Austria. A 106.3 for Bilton Matt, which will place him in P8. A lot of guys within a couple of tenths of each other. We're seeing Intronsic with a 105.9, AZ Dog with a 106.0, Valentine with a 106.1, Gotards with a 106.2, Bilton Matt with a 106.3, Kazan with a 106.4. Now we got a couple of guys with a 6 and a 7 behind. It's a very competitive grid today, as a couple of guys are looking very strong and very close to each other. Timmy only in P10. I don't really know what's happening with Timmy, but he doesn't seem to find his pace yet here in season 13, as this will be round 2 of season 13. Last week we've got what was it, Silverstone, so that was a pretty exciting race, but I think this one has much more to offer, as this is the one and only Austrian Grand Prix. He seems to be on fast lap though, although he has saved a bit of ERS, so that means he's usually gonna go for another lap. So I'm not too sure if he has enough tire degradation for that. Well, I mean, tire life, I'm not too sure what it's called. Taking a lot of curb on the inside there, as he's going for full throttle right now, using all of his ERS. He has 80 remaining, so that will be definitely enough to finish off this lap. Taking a lot of curb on the other inside, outside too, which just surprises me a little bit. Going into the second corner of the circuit, doesn't seem like he's doing this pretty good. He has the fastest first sector, so that's always great to see, as Timmy is coming around third corner right now. What is that gonna bring? Is he gonna spin? I don't think so. He's taking a lot of curb on the inside. I wouldn't do that too much, as that will lose you a couple of tenths. I'm not too sure. I don't really have an explanation for that, but I've tried it myself. And he went a little bit too wide there coming out of that corner, as that would have also almost been an invalidation. It doesn't seem to be. He's coming into the pits. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting because he was on a pretty fast lap. He wouldn't have made it though, probably because of that third corner and that. Where was it? Coming out of sector 2, he had a little bit of a run too wide, so that's why he wasn't really improving. Kazan is improving by 1/10 though, so that might be a little bit of a dangerous thing for Built and Matt and Gotards, as both drivers are within 1/10 of Kazan. Kazan coming around the last sector right now, last couple of right-handers as he's coming into the pits, so that won't be an improvement for the McLaren driver. Is anyone else on lap? It seems like Steve Penny is on the lap. He is on an outlap. Wilton Matt has started the lap. He is currently on an outlap, so that's what the game is telling us. As he has saved a couple of ERS. Valentine has retired from the session. He is starting from P6. Well, he's not starting, but he's starting sector, well, qualifying 2 for P6. Ooh, taking a lot of curb on the inside there. That might not have been a good idea for Built and Matt, or just didn't take full control of his car. Physico has retired from the session, as I think he spun coming out of the last corner. That's a very dangerous corner. Doesn't seem like my stream quality is better. I'm gonna have a quick look. Gonna be right back with you guys. I'm just gonna analyze the stream real quick to see if the quality is good or not. If the quality is good, I'm gonna keep on streaming in 60 frames per second. Otherwise, I will switch back to 48. Because currently I'm streaming on 60. I used to be streaming on 48. That's why. I'm gonna have a quick look, guys. I will be right back with you. Alright guys, my apologies. It seems like the stream is doing pretty well. So this is gonna be your Q1 results with the drivers getting out of Q1 are going to be, let's have a quick look. So Mystery, because he got disqualified. Samilaras in P18. Double Cream Cat in P17. Physico, who got DNF'd in P16. And we've got Roscoe in P15. So, yeah, all of these guys DNF'd. So nobody really has to rush coming into another lap here in Q1. As we've got Reezy, Steve Penny, and Noki on the danger zone. I'm not too sure who was first. Doesn't really matter. Those guys still have to prove themselves. As we are currently going into Q2. With my prediction being P1 AZ Dog. I think AZ Dog is gonna push a little bit here in Q2. So AZ Dog, if you can hear me, don't make me sad or like disappointed. That was the word I was searching for. So Noki hasn't gotten a good start of the season either. I mean, he was doing pretty well here in season 12. Starting season 13, I'm not too sure what's up with him, but he isn't really too fast. As it seems like the Alpine boys are both into Q2, so that's a great start of the season for those two guys as they're new to the league, so that's always great to see. The first driver coming out is probably either going to be Taylor. It is indeed going to be Taylor, so we're going to have a quick look with him, what he is going to try and pull off here in qualifying 2, as we got still qualifying 3 and the actual race after this one. I'm hoping for not too much safety cars, because that would put me into bed very late, as I'm 1 hour behind these guys. It's going to be 9:24 for me right now. These guys are racing at 8:24, as it is an English league. So I mean, it's not really English, you know. They're just running on UK time zones. So Valentine right now warming up his tires, coming across the last couple of corners to start off his lap. He doesn't have any pressure from behind, as we've got the McLaren and the Mercedes far back. The Mercedes being Reezy and the McLaren being Kazan probably, or maybe Thames. I wonder. Taylor right now coming into sector 1. Seems like someone didn't really finish up a good outlap, as there was a yellow flag in sector 2. Sector 3, my apologies. Ooh, Taylor going a little bit too wide, as I think he's got the stream up. My apologies if I make you nervous, but you know, making you nervous makes you better, guys. That's what I always say. The Alfa Romeo driver doing a pretty good job here, maintaining his car. Coming around the last couple of corners here of sector 2, going into sector 3. Fastest second sector for Taylor, as it's pretty obvious since no one has put a lap in yet. Coming across the last couple of corners here in qualifying 2. What is it gonna bring for Taylor? He has to watch out. Almost had a little slip there coming out of the corner. A 106.4 for Taylor. And UFC Timmy is on a lap right now. He's got a Red Bull right in front of him. Kazan putting the second fastest lap in. What is Reezy gonna put in? Second fastest lap. He is beating Kazan. Pretty amazing job from him. Temp Shadow with a 105.3 right now. Gotards with a 106.1. AZ Dog with a 105.9, so he still has to improve by 6/10 to be able to beat Temp Shadow here in qualifying 2. Scenario with the second fastest lap, 105.6, 3/10 away from the McLaren driver. Noki here in sector 1, he still has to put in a lap, as I think he'll validate past previous lap. Coming across the second corner right now. He has DRS, he has ERS, I think he has ERS. He has a couple. Catching a little bit of slipstream there from the Red Bull driver. Coming across the first corner in sector 2. Second corner actually. He is sliding across the track. I'm not too sure if that's his Wi-Fi or if it's mine. I think it's his. It's Noki is already in P14, but he has to make sure he gets into that top 10 to be able to compete for the top 10 positions in Q3. And he's definitely going to get there because he's going to put a 106.8 on the table, beating Reezy and Steve Penny. Steve Penny, who hasn't had an amazing job here in Austria, 106.4, as he just made it into Q2. Taylor seems to be on another lap. He seems to be improving too, and he seems to be on medium tires. So that's pretty interesting to see, as the soft tires will usually be a little bit faster. But I think Taylor just wants to save another set of softs, maybe just practice a little bit. Valentine puts himself in P3. The Alfa Romeo driver doing an amazing job at the moment. He has the fastest second sector. 5/10 improvement for Taylor, so he will definitely put a bomb onto the top 3, top 5 maybe. Yellow flag in sector 1. Taylor losing a little bit of grip there, coming across the line to put the third fastest lap, and I think he is the only driver to be on medium tires. That's an amazing lap from Taylor, as I think he would definitely be able to get into the top 2, maybe even P1 on softs, because I mean 3-lap old mediums and you're able to pull off a 105.7. That's an amazing job from him, as his teammates put himself in P4. So that's definitely a great show up for the Alfa Romeo team, as they're currently 2 drivers into the top 4. AZ Dog in P5 is not really doing what I've expected him to do, as he has a 105.9. Not too good of a lap, as you can see. First driver has a 105.3, so he's nowhere near yet, but we might be able to see a little bit of an improvement from AZ Dog. MUFC Timmy, who hasn't been showing up here yet. 9 time for him, a 106.4. He is on an outlap. Built and Matt just put himself in P5, 105.9. As none of the Alpine drivers have set a good lap in yet, and Transic seems to be in P14. Don't think he started the lap yet, as he is still right behind the Alfa Romeo, so the Alfa Romeo has to watch out. Timmy right now is starting his lap. What is that going to bring on the table for the Red Bull team, the Red Bull driver, and Timmy himself? Because I do think he's going to be able to put himself into the top 5, but not too sure, because Timmy has been a little bit fluctuating. Yeah, as you can see, he coming around the second corner, he just goes onto the throttle a little too fast. I think he's trying to run medium traction control, and a couple of guys are actually, because next season with the new game, they're gonna ban full traction control, and I think Timmy is already trying to live up the expectations of him running on medium traction control. And sometimes I mean, you have to learn medium traction control to get used to it. And once you get used to it, it all goes pretty smooth. But from the moment you're not really used to it, you're not going to be too fast, as you can see here with MUFC Timmy 106.4. He used to be the top 3 drivers here in this league, as he got P2 last season. But currently he is not living up the expectations, as he is saving a little bit of ERS coming into sector 1. He's got the Alpine driver right in front of him, as Intransic had put a 106.0, putting himself in P7. So Timmy is a little bit in the danger zone right now. He's got Torment right in front of him, so I hope for Torment he's going out of the way. So that's great to see, because I mean, it's his first race here in this league. A couple of guys have not been able to set a good lap, thanks to a couple of guys driving in their way, and I think Torment is doing a great job here, trying to move out of the way for MUFC Timmy, who is currently in P10. It doesn't seem to be going all pretty well. He is 1/10 up, so that's great to see. He's possibly going to put himself in P9, right in front of Steve Penny. Maybe he can nail a couple of tenths here during the last couple of corners, as he is going to put a 106.2, which will place him in P9. So he's right behind his teammate Gotards, with only 1.710 separated. As Torment is going to start off his lap here. Temp Shadow has retired from the session. So has Scenario and Taylor. Torment coming out of Sector 1, as that was really close to an invalidation. Currently, he's looking very strong here in Sector 2. I see Torment as a very experienced driver, although he hasn't raced here in this league yet. Ooh, he loses his car there coming into Sector 3. That's not what I expected from him. He has to try and either get into the pits, set on some new rubber on his tires, and go for another lap, or just try and go one more time. But he isn't saving any ERS, so I think he's coming into the pits. He actually is indeed. He's gonna set up some new tires, maybe even mediums, because you try to save as much softs as possible. He hasn't put a lap in yet on these tires, so maybe he's gonna set up some new sets of softs. And once he does that, he can use this set of softs in the next qualifying, as there's still 4 minutes to go here in Q2. I'm still checking real quick if the stream is up to date. And it seems like it. Noki and Kazin, who are both in a lap right now. Kazin, who is improving by 2:10, so that's going to be a little bit dangerous for Noki and Steve Penny, who are currently fighting for that top 10 position. UFC Timmy, who is in the danger zone too. Kazin, who just has to improve 4 more 10s to be in a little bit of a secure situation. As he's just scoring the fastest second sector, so this will definitely be an improvement for the McLaren driver. Coming around turn, what turns are they? 13 and 14, I think they're 11 and 12. I'm not too sure. Ooh, fourth fastest time for Kazin, a 105.7. So that's definitely good to try and compete with the guys here up front. As Built and Matt is also on a lap, not really improving. As Noki is going to set a new time, a 106.0, so that will push MUFC Timmy out of the top 10. He's definitely got to do something to try and get into that top 10. Is he improving? Is he not? We will see here after this outlap. Steve Penny right now, he still has to start off his lap. 1.5 minutes to go. Ormond improving by 1/10. So that won't be enough to be able to get into the top 10, but I'm pretty sure he is going to get a few more 10s here coming into Sector 3, as he is improving by 4 10s right now, which will place him in P11. So I don't think it's going to be enough for him, but he has to improve a couple of more here coming into the last couple of corners. Down the main straight, he has to make sure he's not going to spin, and he actually is, as that will be qualifying over for Torment, as he will have to start the race in either P13 or P14. And I think it's going to be in P14 because Reezy is improving a little bit. Tormund has been disqualified from the session. And Reezy, who's letting pass the McLaren driver, he was improving a little bit, as that's a very unfortunate case for... Oh no, never mind, because Tormund has to start from P14. So it doesn't really matter for Reezy right now. He wasn't going to be able to beat Steve Penny anyway. So that's going to be Tormund out of Q2, Reezy out of Q2, Steve Penny out of Q2, if he doesn't improve, which I don't think he is. Goatard's possibly out of Q2. He has to improve by a couple of tenths to be able to beat Noki. And he isn't gonna... Ooh, he's driving a 106.11. Oh, well, 112. So that's gonna be right on the right time. He doesn't have any ERS left, so I don't think he's gonna be able to improve. Noki, who's pretty confident. MUFC Timmy, who made it into the top 10, will start Q3 with the thoughts of a P8. And Transic, who made it in Q2 into Q3. Easy Dog with a 7th fastest lap, 8th fastest lap right now, as Transic has improved to P5. Valentine, who got dropped back a little bit to P6. Kazan, who caught P3 right on time here, as he's the only driver who is still on the lap, including Gotards. Gotards, who's not improving. He's 1 second slower, as that's a very unfortunate case for the Red Bull driver, as I did think he was going to be a little bit faster here around Austria. He has to be happy with a P11. So that's going to be your results for Q2 here of the IRC Racing League. We are currently in Austria, so it's going to be a race and a qualifying full of surprises. As this will be your Q2 results. It seems like Taylor is looking forward for Q3, so that will be a great thing to watch, because actually Taylor is on medium tires in Q2. He was only 3/10 separated from P1, so I'm pretty sure he will be able to put in the fastest lap here in Q3. Because I've got big expectations right now for the Alfa Romeo driver. A couple of guys haven't made it through. Gotards, Steve Penny, Reezy, and Tormund, who got disqualified. So Noki, who made it right on time with only 500s separated from the driver behind him. Timmy, who made it into the top 10 too. That was really, really dangerous for Timmy there. Coming into Q3 right now, a couple of guys are looking for a P1 result, but I'm not too sure if everyone is going to make it. Actually, only one driver is going to make it. And it's really, really quiet out here. I'm not too sure if a couple of guys are coming out. We're seeing the beautiful woods there at the back of your screen with a little bit of fog. I think it's still early here on a Saturday morning in Austria. Well, it's actually a Thursday evening. It doesn't really matter, as we are having an Alfa Romeo coming out first. And is it going to be Valentine? No, it is going to be Taylor. Is he on softs? He is on softs indeed. So no pressure on the Alfa Romeo driver. He doesn't have to prove anything, but it's still a good thing if he's going to get into that top 5 position. Who else is coming out? It seems like Scenario is coming out. So is Taylor's teammate Valentine. And then we've got Kazan, who is also out. Noki, who is coming out right now. And then we've got a couple of guys on the track right now. We have to watch out that nobody really comes out of the pits and just tries to block another driver, because that wouldn't be too chill, would it? Killer is just gonna warm up his tires real quick. That's very important for a qualifying lap, and we're gonna drive along with him right now. Down the main straight, start finish straight here, going into corner 1, turn 1, as he takes a lot of curb on the outside there, not too much on the inside, as he will lose a little bit of traction there coming out of the corner. A lot of ERS and DRS usement right now, as he will come into turn 2 right now. A lot of curb on the outside. He has good traction coming out of the corner, as he took a lot of curb on the inside and outside, as it's very dangerous to take a lot of curb on the outside, especially because you're gonna lose your car a little bit. He doesn't take too much curb there on the inside, which is definitely a positive thing, because the more curb you take, the slower you will get here in sector 2 going into sector 3. He takes these corners beautifully, as I'm pretty sure he's either going to get a 104 or a 105 on the Austrian, well, not Grand Prix, because we're still in the qualifying here, coming around the last couple of corners, as this was a beautiful lap from the Alfa Romeo driver. Ooh, a couple of inches before he was gonna get what's it called, an invalidation, as he puts a 105.3 on the table, as that will be a big alert for a couple of guys in the lobby right now who are still in the pits. I'm talking about Tem Shadow right now, because he's got consecutive P1s in the qualification. So Tem Shadow really has to step up here in Q3. Sector 1, Sector 2, yellow flag, as Taylor has to watch out for the AlphaTauri right behind him, as I think he is on a lap. And it is built in math, so watch out, because that's going to be big penalty points if you hinder his lap. Maybe we're gonna drive along with Built-in Matt here, see if he is improving by any chance on his previous lap. He hasn't done a lap yet here in Q3, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna beat his Q2 lap by a couple of tenths. He doesn't take too much curb there on the inside. He does take a couple of curbs on the outside. I don't think it's very beneficial there. That might be an invalidation. It is not an invalidation, so I'm not sure if that was... What are these traction settings? Well, not the traction settings, but the lap invalidation settings. Seems suspicious. Kazan coming into the pits. Scenario in P2 is gonna try to go for another lap. He is improving by 36 thousandths. It might be an improvement for Scenario here to beat Taylor and push him out of the top position. Scenario, who has saved a little bit of ERS. He's still got 27, 29 remaining, and Transic, who's just coming across the line with a 105.6. So there's definitely gonna be some big fireworks at the end of this qualifying, because it's gonna be so close. You can't imagine Scenario, who's coming into the pits, is gonna try to set on some new rubber, as he will be able to come out, come in, well, come in, come out, come in and come out again. Dem Shadow, who is currently on a lap, is he gonna beat Taylor? It wouldn't be a surprise, but it would also be a surprise, because Taylor has been so consistent here in Q2 and Q3. He had the third or the fourth fastest lap on medium tires. We've got Dem Shadow here trying to set a better lap, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna be able to, because he hasn't set a lap at all yet. What is it gonna be for Tem Shadow? It's gonna be a 104, 105.0, as he pushes off Taylor of the top position, as that was a great lap by Temp Shadow. Built and Matt currently in 6th. He is not improving. 9. Ooh, he's going pretty wide there. He's going wide again. Pretty interesting from Built and Matt here. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have a quick look what these settings are after this session. MUFC Timmy is on the lap right now. The best lap he could get was a 106.3. As that's a little bit of a disappointing lap here. He has saved a little bit of ERS. And he's gonna try and improve. Try to get in front of Noki, maybe even Valentine. As Valentine has only put in a 106.0, I would have expected a little bit more from him. But it seems like Temp Shadow has got someone. He has got a competitor. And that's what we like to see, because we don't want one straightforward championship winner with Temps being in P1 in the results right now, as he got 25 points last week, which is a great result. Next week we've got Miami coming up, and it seems to be a sprint race. Who is coming into sector 3 right now? Is he gonna be improving? That's gonna be the main question of today. I don't think he's gonna improve. He is gonna improve. He's gonna put himself in P7 with a 105.8. So that's a pretty alright lap for Timmy. Well, it is a pretty alright lap, but not really for Timmy, as we saw some more spectacular things from Timmy last season. A couple of guys are in the pits right now. I think they're just waiting to set a new lap in. AZ Dog, who hasn't put a lap in yet, he is coming out right now. I think the pit crew is trying to prepare themselves to put AZ Dog out of the session. Well, out of the pit lane. Not really out of the session, because that means he would have started on P10. Noki, who's not going to be able to set another lap. He is on P9 right now, but I think he crashed. Welcome Shuki, as we got the one and only Shuki in the stream right now. The one and only girlfriend. From me, of course, because I've got a girlfriend, you know. Not a loser. Well, actually, losers can get girlfriends too. Not saying losers can get girlfriends, but you know what I mean, right? I've got myself a good one. I'm getting called an idiot, guys. I'm single again. I'm single again. And who is gonna be the first guy on a fast lap? And I think it's gonna be Built and Matt. No, it's not gonna be Built and Matt. Although, it might be Built and Matt. It might be Built and Matt. I think it's gonna be AZ Dog though. AZ Dog, who had a little bit of a snap there coming out of turn 1. That was really dangerous, what he did right there. Is it gonna be an improvement for the Haas driver? It doesn't seem like this is his track. Because he has showed a couple of mistakes already, as he's got Scenario right in front of him, a couple of seconds away. But that might be a great distraction, or maybe a great, like I said, rabbit in the previous stream. I can explain again. I can explain all my days. Never mind. You know, never mind. What is AZ Dog gonna bring on the table? Is it gonna be an improvement? 105.9. That's not a great lap from the Haas driver, as he doesn't have any ERS left to do another lap. as he will have to start from P9. Very unfortunate for him. Built and Matt, who just started this lap, saved a little bit of ERS to perform one more lap here. Scenario who couldn't improve. The only driver who might be able to improve here is Antransic. He is still on an out lap. He's going to start his fast lap right now. So we've got Timmy 1 second slower. He's coming into the pits. He's not really confident he can get another lap anymore. Taylor is coming around the last corner. Is it going to be an improvement? Doesn't seem like it, but he has saved ERS, so that means he will go for another one. McLaren driver is coming across the last corner. It is Kaysen. He will have to start another lap, as he will definitely be, because he's got that ERS saved again. Timmy has retired from the session. Built and Matt, 2/10 improvement. Is it going to be a better lap? Fifth position for Built and Matt. I was going to speak Dutch, but that's not really something you guys can understand. 105.5 for Built and Matt. Great lap from him. So we got still a couple of guys trying to improve. Antransic, who is going into the wall. I hope he hasn't DNF'd, because that means he will have to start from P9, but he hasn't. Who is the next one coming across the line? It's either going to be Valentine or Taylor. Taylor here. Is it going to be an improvement? I don't think so. It might be. It might be. 2/10 improvement. And he is only separated by 300ths. What a lap from Taylor, as he will be really, really close. 2 temps. But it's not going to be enough, as that will be your qualifying here around Austria. That was really, really close. That was really, really close. Tem Shadow, the McLaren driver in P1. Taylor, the Alfa Romeo driver in P2. And Kaysen, the McLaren driver in P3. So 2 McLaren drivers in the top 3. That's crazy. And 2 Alfa Romeo guys in the top 5. So it's going to be very exciting here. Might have a little bit of a team play coming into play, because the thing is that Taylor might get held back by Kaysen if Kaysen can try and overtake Taylor within the first couple of corners. But it might be very dangerous. Valentine in P5, Built and Matt in P6, MUFC Timmy in P7. Let me have a quick look. Where was Antransic? I think it was in P4, if I'm not mistaken. So, guys, it's time again for the strategy prediction. It's a little bit different from what I've used this Sunday. So I would suggest either a medium or a hard. Well, medium to begin with. Going to the hards, or maybe from the hards going into the mediums. Depends on when you think there's going to be a safety car. If you think there's going to be a late safety car, go for hard mediums. Or medium hards, if you want to extend your mediums as much as possible. If you think there's going to be an early safety car, go for a soft hard strategy, because the tire overheating probability is not too high. So that means you can definitely start off with softs, my apologies. You can also start on mediums, maybe try to go on softs, and then whether there's going to be a second safety car, you can either go for medium or hards. Depends on how fast the safety car is going to be there, And I'm going to check one last thing before I'm going to show the actual grid. As I said, the tire overheating probability is not too high, but the tire degradation rate is not too high either. So that means, we're not going to have too much troubles with the, what is it called? The tires, of course. Corner cutting is on regular, so that's a little bit of a mistake by Built and Matt. So you won't be seeing a lot of penalties here, I think, especially when the corner cutting is on regular. Usually a couple of leagues, well, most leagues usually use strict, because that means you really can't make any mistakes. But it seems like he has put it on regular, so that means we're not gonna have too much penalties. I'm gonna text someone real quick, so I will be right back when the grid is lining up. As everyone is lining up right now, as this will be round 2 of season 13 here of the IRC Racing League, as it seems like who's for it? Scenario. Where is Scenario? I'm not too sure. Scenario is just joking around like usually. A couple of guys have been disqualified, as it is going to be 5 red lights here for the Austrian Grand Prix. And away we go! Round 2 of season 13 of the IRC Racing League, with a couple of guys who have gotten a good start. It seems like Taylor has gotten a good start here. Doesn't seem like there's any carnage. There is actually some carnage. Built and Matt, who's getting dropped back all the way to P19. A couple of guys who are already battling with Temp Shadow in P2. Taylor, who is trying to defend here from Temp Shadow, but he is keeping the position with Kazan in P3, MUFC who has gotten all the way to P4, and Transic in P5, Valentine in P6, AC Dog in P7, Gotards in P9, because he's getting overtaken by Torment right now. Torment, beautiful move, and Scenario is trying to benefit from that. He does, my apologies, he doesn't have any front wing left, as it is yellow flag here. What a begin to start off with. And my mod wasn't really running well, so that might have been a few mispronunciations. Steve Penny in P14, Sami Ladas, who got all the way from P19 to P15 already, Physico in P16, Reezy in P17, Double Cream Cat in P18, and the biggest loser of the evening already is going to be Built and Matt. And Transic, who's coming into the pits, so is AZ Dog, so is Valentine. A couple of guys are coming into the pits. Possibly 4 hard tires to finish off the race with. There is no safety car, so I'm not too sure what's up with the guys. A couple of guys have gotten front wing damage. AC Dog will go on to medium tires. Valentine has gone for hard tires, possibly, as he doesn't have any medium tires spare. He actually does. Built and Matt in P12, as it is green flag. So Taylor still leading the race with Temp Shadow and Kazan trailing. And I wonder if these guys are going to battle a little bit more like we saw previously in Silverstone. And Timmy is going to try and get a little bit closer to these guys. Gonna get this up real quick. We don't really need this, do we? Don't need this. Torment in P5. He is doing an amazing job. I'm not too sure where Intrinsic is. Let's have a quick look at what the position changes are. 9 positions gained for Torment, 13 for Mystery. Intrinsic is one of the biggest losers with 6 positions dropped. Roscoe has gotten the fastest lap at the moment with a 108.8. As we're seeing a couple of guys spinning, it seems like Physico is not really keeping his car on track. Built and Matt, who is making a move on Reezy right now. Beautiful move from built the mat. Are any of the other guys really close to each other? It seems like Mystery is really close to Torment right now. Kazan is making a move on Temp Shadow. As Temp Shadow is going to try and fight back. He's pushing him a little bit wide, as this is a little bit of a fight from the teammates of McLaren. As Temp Shadow has gotten the position back. Kazan is trying to go down the inside. It hasn't been very beneficial from him. And this is really great for Taylor right now, because if the McLaren team is battling with each other, he is going to slightly try and get away from these guys, with Temp Shadow being in P2, Kazan being in P3. And this might also be very beneficial for MUFC Timmy right now, who is in P4. He can try and sneak a little bit closer. Mystery, who's really close to Torment right now. Is it going to be a move? Because he also has that DRS. He is going to wait for the long straight here in Sector 1. He has the DRS. He has the ERS. Samiladas making a move on Steve Penny right now. Steve Penny, who has lost his car coming into Sector 1. Torment hasn't been overtaken by Mystery yet. Mystery, who is gonna set himself up for a move here down the inside of the Alpine driver, as that move will be done. Will it be done? We are not sure. They're going side by side here. And it's move done for Mystery. Kazan seems to be overtaken. Temp Shadow 2, as Temp Shadow has been dropped back to P3 all the way from P1. Samiladas is making a move on Roscoe. Roscoe has lost traction there coming out of the corner. Reezy is really close to Double Cream Cat. Double Cream Cat, who seems to be very consistent right now in P10. He was all the way in P19. Kazan with the fastest lap right now. And we're gonna have a quick look with the strategy. What are the guys running tire-wise? Everyone into the top 7 is running mediums. Only Roscoe is running softs, as Timmy is losing his car there going into turn 1. Very unfortunate for the Red Bull driver, as he's got Samiladas right behind him, and this might be a great overtake. Temp Shadow, who's making a move back on Kazan, his teammate, and this battling is really not great because they're losing time on Taylor and they're just fighting with each other. I'm not too sure why they are not really working together with each other, because that means, well, I mean, they got to score some good points for the team. Torment in P5. Double Cream Cat is overtaken Reezy, as this is some great battling here. He has to watch out. He's running a controller, so that means he's not really... Ooh, as this will be a crash. Double Cream Cat, who is battling Reezy. Really dangerous if you're running a controller. But yeah, still great done from Reezy and Double Cream Cat. It's unfortunate it couldn't end up nice for both drivers. Torment, who is really close to Mystery right now. He's losing a little bit of traction there. Built a mat, who's overtaken Roscoe, who's coming to the pits. Kazan, who's possibly going to overtake Temp Shadow. But so is Torment, so you have to watch out for both drivers. Kazan, who is a little bit too far back from Temp Shadow. They're not really getting any closer, but they're not really dropping back either. Torment, who is 5 tenths behind Mystery. Valentine 3 tenths behind Intronsic, and I wonder if Intronsic is going to be able to keep this P11. Because I mean, Intronsic is a really fast driver. He told me he thinks this is not really his competition. He thinks he's a little bit faster than these guys. Although he's finding himself in P11, so Valentine in P12. Who is trying to overtake the Alpine driver. As we might be able to see a 3-way battle here, because AZ Dog is one of the faster guys too. Valentine, is he gonna make a dive bomb down the inside? It doesn't seem like it, but he's trying to make a move here. As he's got the DRS, he might be getting overtaken. He actually is. As Intronsic went a little bit to the right. I'm not too sure what his intentions were there. Samiladas is trying to make an overtake on MUFC Timmy. It doesn't seem like that has paid off. Timmy, who doesn't have any ERS yet. Samiladas, who has 25. And then we can see if Intronsic is going to be making an overtake. He braked a little bit too late. Braked. I'm not too sure. Broke a little bit too late. As he might has gotten a little bit of wing damage there. And Transic, who is a driver who really likes to go a little bit deeper into the corner. Samilaras, who is 7 tenths behind Timmy, trying to maintain his pace. Torment, who is 8 tenths behind Mystery, losing a little bit of pace compared to the Aston Martin driver. Shadow, who's really close to Taylor right now. Taylor defending the inside makes it too difficult for Shadow to make an overtake down the inside. And it doesn't seem like Kazan is really trying to overtake Shadow anymore. He knows who the faster driver is out of the two. Yellow flag in sector 3, as that will possibly be Gotards, who is not really finding his race here on the Austrian Grand Prix. He is all the way in P18. Steve Penny, who's losing traction coming out of the second corner, and he will drop a few positions. I think he has lost positions to Intronsic, AZ Dog, Valentine, maybe even Reezy. I'm not too sure. Gotards, who cannot keep his car on track, still causing yellow flags here. Shadow, who is 3 tenths behind Taylor. Is this going to be an overtake? Let's have a quick look. They have double cream kit there, and I think that's causing Taylor to have DRS. So this is a great case for the Alfa Romeo driver. As he has the DRS, he can benefit off. Double cream cat is trying to... I'm not too sure what he's trying. Steve Penny, who has DNF'd, coming out of the last corner, and that's going to be a safety car. So a couple of guys are probably coming into the pits, as it would have been better to start on softs and then go on to hard tires, but the guys have chosen to go for medium tires, as it seems like it's raining a little bit. Gotards, who has left the session, he couldn't reach the finish line. As Taylor is coming into the pits, so is Shadow, so is Kazan, and it is raining. So I wonder what tires the drivers are going on. Are they going on intermediates, or will they be going onto soft tires and then switch over to intermediates? Mystery, who's coming into the pits, so is Torment, so is Timmy, so is Samilaras. Built and Matt is also coming into the pits. Reezy, Valentine, and Transic. Ooh, Samilaras. Has he jumped someone? He might have jumped Timmy. No, he hasn't jumped Timmy. My apologies, guys. What tires are these drivers going on? Let's have a quick look, guys. Intermediates for every driver on the grid right now, as it doesn't seem like it's raining too hard yet, but it might be very, very wet when the safety car is coming into the pits. AZ Dog, who is the only driver who hasn't pitted yet, he thinks the track is still going to be very great to drive on, as this might be a strategic failure from the Haas driver, as we saw a couple of strategic failures from AZ Dog in the past already, as it doesn't seem like he's sliding too much, but the drivers still have to get behind the safety car, and it's gonna take a couple of minutes because Double Cream Cat has just entered the pit lane. So I'm not too sure if AZ Dog is gonna come into the pits. Might be a great surprise, but he's not gonna come into the pits. Is he losing a little bit of traction? It doesn't seem like it, but it seemed very wet into that last corner there, as he's possibly not going to make the end of the race here on these medium tires. He's sliding all over the place. Roscoe and Noki, who are both coming into the pits. Mario, who's all the way in P15. Roscoe, who made it right in front of the Aston Martin driver. Still 25 more laps to go, as there is still a yellow flag with double cream cat. Not being able to try and get back to this safety car line, as all the drivers are lined up except for the AlphaTauri driver. I'm gonna reply to a couple of text messages real quick because I don't think the safety car is coming in yet. So we might have to wait one more lap, so we will be right back with you. All right, guys, and it seems like the safety car is coming into the pits. AZ Dog, who has gone onto intermediate tires, which is a little bit of an interesting decision. I mean, it's not really interesting because he would have had to go onto the intermediates anyway. Let's have a quick look how this start is looking like. Is anyone going to get overtaken? Taylor, who is already using a little bit of VRS. There is a yellow flag coming out of the last corner with Reezy getting DNF'd. I'm not too sure what happened there. He is not going to be able to finish this race. I wonder what setup these guys are running. These guys might be running a a wet weather setup, which might be the case for Taylor. Thames, who is a little bit slower here. He's using a lot of VRS. Timmy, who is overtaking Torment. As Kazan also is overtaking Tem Shadow. Timmy right now. Where is Timmy? Oh, there he is. Similaras, who doesn't seem to be very fast here in the wet weather conditions, as he might not be running a wet weather setup. I think we're gonna see a lot of battles from the McLaren team here in season 13. These guys have been all over the place with each other. And now Tem Shadow might get a little bit of slipstream here. And Transic, who's dropping. And he hasn't been able to make it out of the last corner. Tem Shadow, who is really close to Kazan right now. He's using a lot of VRS. So is it gonna be enough? I wonder, as Mystery is coming a little bit closer right now. The drivers already have dropped back a little bit, 1.8 seconds from Taylor, as Taylor is about to win his first race here in the IRC Racing League, the International Racing Community. It is raining quite heavily, so I wonder if we'll have to switch over to wet weather tires, as it doesn't seem like it's wet enough yet, but it might be in a couple of minutes. Ormond, who is in P6 right now, Timmy right in front of him. Samiladas, who's trying to set himself up to make a move on Tormund, as it seems like Scenario has lost his car here coming into sector 3, as he will try and have a little bit of a battle with Antronzik. Antronzik, I wonder if he has a front wing. He actually has, so that's great to see. He's not losing his car yet, so he's just gonna fight back and try and get into that top 10 position. Physical, who's coming into the pits, possibly going on to intermediate tires, because he was on wet tires. So Shadow, who is really close to Kazan once again, it's not gonna be enough for him. Noki is also coming into the pits. I wonder what tires he is going on, because he was on intermediate tires, but he came into the pits. Pretty interesting to see, as Mystery is coming within that 1 second range of Temp Shadow. Temp Shadow, who just got dropped back out of that 1 second range of Kazan, his teammate. And now Mystery can just set himself up and make a move onto the McLaren driver, as that will be great for the championship battle. And I'm gonna have a quick look what the standing is looking like. Temp Shadow being in P1, Timmy in P2, and Transic in P3, Scenario in P4, Noki in P5, Samiladas in P6, and Kazan in P7. Little Cream Cat, who is making the move on Tormund, but I think Tormund is into the pits, as the Alpine drivers were looking really strong here in this session. Seem to have failed. Wait, how do you seem to be failing here in the actual race, with still 20 more laps to go? Valentine, who has retired from the session, coming out of turn 2, as this will be another safety car situation for you guys. So I wonder who is coming into the pits for wet tires, and I'm pretty sure no one is, because Tormund and Noki are both drivers who come into the pits for wet tires, but it doesn't seem to be wet tire condition yet. Mystery, who has gained 15 positions here in this race. He is currently in P4. Started all the way back in P19. MUFC Timmy, who is coming into the pits. He is possibly going to be the only driver going onto wet tires, including AZ Dog, who is also coming into the pits. So are these guys taking a big risk? I wonder. Ooh, they have to watch out there, because that was almost a crash from the McLaren driver and the Aston Martin driver. Franzik, who's also coming into the pits for wet tires. This might be a very difficult case for Kazan and Temp Shadow to get into that top 1 position, because I mean, Taylor has been looking very strong here all session. He was P2 or P3 in Q2 with medium tires on. He got that position really early into the race, and they couldn't be able to, well, they weren't able to overtake him when it was dry weather, so it's even going to be more difficult here in the wet weather condition. So I'm gonna reply to a message real quick, so I will be right back with you guys. Right, guys, and it seems like the safety car is coming into the pits with a couple of guys leading the race. It seems like there is a little bit of a gap between Mystery and Temp Shadow right now, as they're already going underway. So Mystery has been caught sleeping. He's 1 second behind. He does have a good exit coming out of the last sector, as it seems like Kazan is still in P2. Roscoe, who's trying to overtake Built and Matt. Is this going to be an overtake? It doesn't seem like it. Built and Matt, who has turned a little bit to the right, as Roscoe is still trying to make an overtake work. He's using a lot of ERS, but so is Built and Matt, and it seems like Built and Matt really has that straight line speed setup. A Mystery, who's currently in P4. He is 4/10, 3/10 away from making a move on Temps, and it's already going to be an overtake, with Temp Shadow not really having a lot of traction coming out of turn 2, as that will be moved on for Mystery. Temp Shadow, who's still trying to get back. Roscoe, who's currently having a battle with Built and Matt. Is this going to be a move from Roscoe? They're trying and battling with each other. Are they keeping it clean? It seems like they are, with a little bit of wheel banging in sector 2 right now. Going into sector 3, and it seems like not really a lot of moves have happened. The only move that I've seen was Mystery on Temp Shadow, as that was a beautiful move from the Aston Martin driver. Kazan right now 1.1 seconds separated from Taylor, as Taylor seems to be very confident here on the Austrian track, as it is called the Red Bull Ring here, for the guys who didn't know that yet. The home race of the Red Bull team, I think it is it actually? Is it called the Red Bull Ring thanks to that? I'm not too sure. And Transic, who's making a move on Double Cream Cat, and I wonder if Double Cream Cat is going to go to the side for these guys. It seems like he's slowing down a little bit for Noki and Physico. Formant, who is in P11, is he going to be overtaking AZ Dog? It seems like these guys can really keep up with the guys up front, as that's really important because they are running wet weather condition tires. Well, wet weather, I'm talking not about intermediate, but wet weather tires. And that's really important because these guys don't have to make a pit stop anymore, and the guys up front have to, as Tormund is still making some overtakes on AZ Dog. Is this going to be a good move from the Alpine driver? AZ Dog, who is still on intermediate tires, so it's looking like it's really weather where you can either choose between intermediates, and you will have to slide a little bit too much, or choose for wet tires and then maybe be a little bit slower in the corners. But when you are having a little bit more traction down the main straight, that's really beneficial for the driver. Double Cream Cat, who is trying to make a move on Noki, MUFC Timmy, who is making the move on Roscoe. A move done by the Red Bull driver. Now he's trying to overtake Scenario, which I think he could. Let's have a quick look here. Is he using a lot of ERS? He doesn't have any ERS anymore. 0% for the Red Bull driver. Scenario, who still has 30% to go and work with. Samilaras, who's really close to Temp Shadow right now. I mean, really close. 7/10. That's still a big of a gap. But I mean, anything can. If Temp Shadow is going to make another mistake like he did with Mystery, Samilaras is going to get there pretty soon. So Mystery right now in P3, trying to make an overtake on Kazan. 6/10 separated from the McLaren driver, as the McLaren driver is not really keeping up the pace with Taylor. 1.4 seconds separated between each other, as Taylor is really feeling very confident here on the Austrian Grand Prix, the Red Bull Ring. And I mean, he's probably going to win this race. 1.6 seconds, so he's even getting a little bit up the pace. And yeah, I wonder if he's going to make a mistake later on the race, but I don't think so. But I wonder if these guys are going for wet tires or if they're not, because Torment is really overtaking these guys who have intermediate tires. So that indicates that it might be time to go for wet tires. Taylor, if you're listening to the stream, don't listen to my advice, because usually I'm very wrong with my strategy predictions. So yeah, really don't go, as it seems like Torment is not really making a lot of positions, as I would say Torment is one of the fastest drivers here in this league. I mean, he has his days, you know, he has his days. But it seems like he's keeping up with Roscoe, and Roscoe is not really one of the fastest guys. So I would say the intermediates are still good to go, but not for a long time. So just wait till there is a safety car and you will be good to go. 1.2 seconds separated between Taylor and Kazan right now. Is it gonna be enough? Is anyone coming into the pits? I wonder. It doesn't seem like it. Nobody is, actually. Nobody is. So they are still going to try and sit out this race on the intermediate tires. I don't think it's going to be enough, guys. There's a lot of rain coming down right now, and the track is gonna get wet real soon. It is already a little bit wet, but is it wet enough for the wet tires? And Transic, who's right now making a move on Roscoe, as that will be moved done. Double Cream Cat, who is possibly going onto intermediate tires. Taylor, who has dropped a little bit of pace compared to Kazan. 8/10 separated between each other. Mystery, third position, 1.2 seconds behind Kazan. MUFC Timmy just made the move on Scenario. My apologies, on Scenario, as that will be moved on for the Red Bull driver. I wonder where he is going this season. I really wonder if he is going to improve a little bit more. I mean, he hasn't shown some great pace yet, as Roscoe just crashed, couldn't keep his car on track. And it seems like AZ Dog had a good run coming out of that corner. He has a little bit of ERS, but it's not going to be enough to make a move down the inside, as he has to wait a couple of more corners, because right now he's going to have slipstream. Scenario had a little bit of a slip coming out of the corner, so this might be a dive from worthy opportunity for AZ Dog. It's not going to be enough, as he is not close enough. But if he has a good exit coming out of the second turn, it might be enough. I don't think he is. 5/10 separated between each other, as that will not be move worthy. Kazan still in P2. He's closing the gap between Taylor and himself, as Taylor seems to be struggling a little bit here on these intermediate tires. Double Cream Cat and Physical, we are currently battling with each other, 4/10 between each other. Double Cream Cat, who is 21 seconds behind Noki, so he won't be making any positions anymore, as 14th will be the best he could get. Still 12 more laps to go, so we are still able to see a safety car, which means that Double Cream Cat might be able to get a little bit closer but it's not going to be enough in my opinion, as the main battle we are going to see today is probably going to be between Taylor and Case and Physico, who made the position back up on Double Cream Cat, as they're still battling with each other. Double Cream Cat, who let him go past, he's running intermediate tires. What tires is Physico running? Also intermediate tires. So the only drivers who are on wet tires are Noki. Roscoe isn't, I think. Nope. Tormundus and Transikis, as they're keeping up with AZ Dog, who is on intermediate tires. So that's good, because that means that, well, they're showing some great pace, because AZ Dog is one of the faster drivers here. He got P3 in the championship last season. Scenario being in P8. Intermediate tires. Very interesting decision from the Aston Martin drivers. I don't think... I mean, I wonder what tire is really better at the moment, because we're not really seeing some wet spots on the track. He doesn't have any ERS left, so that means he's not really saving throughout the corners. Timmy, who has 25%, with Built and Matt being in P6. He has been a little bit under the radar. We haven't spoken much about him. He hasn't been caught up in a lot of incidents yet. Nor has he been caught up in a lot of overtakes. Samiladas in P5. Right behind Tem Shadow, I mean 2 points. 1.3 seconds. 1.2 seconds, so he's getting closer though. Timmy, who is making a move on Built and Mad. I wonder if that's going to be moved on. It seems like it, as he had a better exit coming out of turn 2. Taylor in P1. Hazen, who is dropping a little bit of time. 7/10 right now. 2.3 seconds between Mystery and Kazan. Will that be move done by Kazan? I'm not too sure. 1.0 seconds right now. So actually 1 second. Dem Shadow. 9/10 between Mystery. You know what the thing is with Rain? The guys are really capable of getting close to each other, but not really staying within that dirty air, because they're not really able to overtake down the inside or the outside on a rainy track. Kazan, who is 7/10 behind Taylor. There is a yellow flag, and it seems to be Roscoe right now in sector 3, who couldn't keep his car on track. Double Cream Cat is going to be able to overtake him. And is that going to be a last position for Double Cream Cat? Well, from the guys who have finished the race, I'm not too sure. Kazan in P2, still 8/10 separated between himself and Taylor. 9/10 for Tamilata, so he's not really catching up either. Scenario 5/10 between himself and Built and Matt. This might be very difficult for Scenario right now, because Built and Matt is not really known as a driver who's I'm not gonna say clean, but who is capable of defending. So your car might end up in the wall, as Built and Matt finds himself in P7 right now. And you have seen Timmy in P6, 2.1 seconds behind, as Roscoe is losing his car once again. I don't know what tire he's running. He was running wet tires. Yellow flag, and it is going to be another safety car. So it's still 9 more laps to go. 8 more laps to go. We've got another safety car. So I wonder who's coming into the pits. Double Cream Cat with a drive-through penalty, speeding under the safety car. And this was his opportunity to come a little bit closer to the top 10, but it's not gonna be for tonight for Double Cream Cat. And this might be a great opportunity for the guys to come into the pits and put on some new wet weather condition tires. So right now they're running intermediate tires, and I'm not sure what tire is beneficial. I would stay out on the intermediates though, because Roscoe seemed like he was having some troubles. Ooh, they're coming in. They are coming into the pits. Everyone is coming into the pits. Everyone is coming into the pits. Sabilaras is staying out. What is happening here? Have they made a blunder? I'm not too sure. Timmy and Samilaras, who are both on the pits. No, not on the pits, out of the pits. Because they haven't made a pit stop. And this might be very dangerous. A dangerous decision. So that scenario, as he is still on intermediate tires. Have they made a blunder? AZ Dog, who is still on intermediate tires. And I'm gonna take a quick break as I will be right back with you guys. My apologies, guys. It seems like my stream has not been able to. I'm not too sure what's up with my stream. My apologies. I'm gonna try and get back. It might be the same problem that happened a couple of weeks ago. It doesn't seem like it's connecting. I'm gonna try and get it back. Right. So it seems like it's back, and I hope it's not gonna fail again. Who has come into the pits? It seems like AZ Dog has come into the pits. I wonder why. I wonder why. He probably went out for, well, went in for wet tires. Or he might have crashed. I wonder, I wonder. Yeah, I wasn't here. I was taking a little bit of a break. Seems like it's lagging a little bit. It might be the mistake of the remote play app. So that's what's causing my game to crash a little bit. Safety car is still not coming into the pits, so we are running one more lap behind the safety car. And that might be the mistake of Double Cream Cat and Roscoe right now. So we still have to wait one more lap as well. We'll be right back with you guys. Is the safety car coming into the pits this lap? I think it is, because we're seeing a little bit of a difference pace between the safety car and Sami Laras, who has to start the race here. It's still raining very heavily, so it might be wet weather conditions, wet tire conditions, as he is going very, very late, I think. And we're going underway here for the Austrian Grand Prix. Still 5 more laps to go. Timmy not leading the race, but he's right behind Sami Laras, Kazan, and there is some debris on the track, because I think someone has gotten Scenario and Mystery, who are having, no, it's not Scenario, it is Mystery and Taylor who are having a little bit of an incident. Taylor, who was leading the race, seems to be all the way in P6 right now with no front wing. Mystery, what are these guys doing? A little bit of an interesting end of the race here, so we're seeing these guys running 3 wide coming into turn 3. Kazan is leading the race right now, with Mystery being in P2, Tem Shadow in P3 as he is overtaking Timmy right now. Timmy, who is running intermediate tires, might be very difficult for these guys. He's still trying to fight back, but I'm not too sure if that's going to be enough. Sami Laras in P5, Taylor in P6. He has a penalty and no front wing, so I'm not too sure if this is going to be a race to remember. He has been looking very strong all race, but at the end of the day, it has not paid off, unfortunately, for the Alfa Romeo driver. Mystery, who is in P2. Kazan, is he gonna get his first P1 here in the league? I think he is. It's looking really, really good for Kazan at the moment. Mystery, who seems to be on a good pace too. He has started from P19 all the way to P2 right now. He has cut up 17 positions. Tem Shadow, who is always looking very strong, is once again looking strong, but a little bit sloppy at some corners. He is in P3. He is going to finish off the podium. Timmy in P4. So I'm not too sure if he's going to be capable of having the same pace as Thames right now. Torment, who has DNF'd. Scenario, who has DNF'd. As there is a yellow flag, but it's not going to be enough for a safety car. Torment, who has DNF'd in turn 3. I'm not too sure what happened there. Still a yellow flag here. Is anyone close enough? Doesn't seem like it. Transic is a little bit closer to Built and Matt right now. 5/10 between them. As this might be a good overtaking opportunity for that driver. On Built and Matt, it's not the most easiest drivers to overtake, but it's definitely worth a shot, as he's really close right now. Does he have a good exit coming out of the corner? 3.6 between them. Still a yellow flag, and I'm not too sure what's up with these guys, but I think we're gonna end the race with a yellow flag. All jokes, of course, because we cannot end the race on a yellow flag, I think. And it's green flag again, with Antransic being 9/10 separated from Built and Matt, and I wonder what he did there coming out of that corner, as it seems like Physico is all the way in P11. Roscoe in P12. Easy Dog in P9. He is overtaking Noki right now with a beautiful move from behind, as Noki is getting under fire from Physico too. Physico, who is in P11, who is seeking that 1 point on the board here. Now, I wonder who has the fastest lap. Let's have a quick look. Fastest lap is for Kazan, so this might be a great opportunity for him to make that 26th position. Well, 26 points, my apologies. Because he got last race, he got the fastest lap 2. So that might be 2 consecutive points for the McLaren driver. Timmy, 4th position. He is 6 tenths behind Tem Shadow right now, so it might be an opportunity to make a move. And it all depends on what tire is currently better. And I think it's going to be the intermediates because he's catching up a little bit on Tem Shadow right now. He's struggling a little bit here in Sector 2, coming into Sector 3 on these intermediate tires. And I wonder what tire is better, actually. I think earlier the wet tires were a little bit better, but it seems like the intermediates are getting a little bit stronger the more the race advances. As it's still one more lap to go here, with Tem Shadow being 5 tenths behind Mystery and Timmy being 6 tenths behind Tem Shadow. Physico, who is making a move on Noki, but Noki has caught the position back up. Physico, who has been overtaken by both Ferraris right now, as I think they were going 3 wide into turn 1. Timmy is really close to Tem Shadow right now. He has a good exit coming out of that corner. This might be a good overtaking opportunity for Timmy. 2 tenths, 1 tenth. Is he going to throw it down the inside? He actually is. Is this going to be moved on? He's shoving his car down the inside. They're going side by side, and that's move done by Timmy. Beautiful move, as he's possibly going to get that P3 position on the podium. Tem Shadow is not really able to fight back, as it's beautifully done by Timmy right now. Tem Shadow, who has a little bit of trouble from that. Oh, what's happening? Mystery is losing his car. Coming out of the last couple of corners, he's losing his car. And this might be some big points. And Tronzik retired from the session. What's up with that? Taylor, who eventually gets a P6. 5-second penalty. Oh no. Taylor with a 5-second penalty. So he's getting to P6. What a race. What an ending. Kazin in P1, Timmy in P2, Tem Shadow in P3, Samilada's in P4. He came all the way from P18, I think. Mystery retired from the race. He must be so frustrated. He came all the way from P19 to P2 to end the last couple of corners with a DNF. What a race. The große Preis von Austria. AZ Dog is your driver of the day. He has done a tremendous job, as he had to start all the way from the back, I think. Right now, Kazin is coming out of the paddock to capture his trophy, as there is a 1-3 for the McLaren team. Fastest lap for Kazin with a 107.8, as he's the only driver with a 107. No, so it's Tem Shadow. Timmy in P2, Tem Shadow in P3, Samiladas in P4, AZ Dog in P5. Then we've got Taylor, Roscoe, Noki, Physico, Built and Matt, Double Cream Cat, Mystery, and Transic, Torment, Scenario, Valentine, Reezy, Steve Penny, and Godarts to finish off the grid with. So this was gonna be your Austrian Grand Prix. I hope you guys liked it as much as I did. It was a very exciting race, and to have a little bit of a rewind, make sure to check out the stream again, because I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to miss anything. Samiladas, who went all the way from P18 to P4. AZ Dog, who went from P9 to P5. That's very interesting that he got the driver of the day, as I would award it to either Samiladas or MUFC Timmy. But this was going to be your Austrian Grand Prix from the IRC Racing League. I will catch you guys next week again at 8 p.m. UK time, as we will be racing on Miami. This was VB Thomas as your commentator. Peace out.